Scary fables.
I saw something crawl out of the lake. We always joked about the lake. Bottomless, we'd say. Bodies down there. But last summer, the lake showed us what it really was. It was supposed to be a quiet weekend. Just me and Aaron grabbing beers out of the cooler, the smoke of our campfire curling into the stars. The lake was dead calm, black and flat, reflecting the moon like a blind eye. We were arguing about nothing when Aaron stopped talking, staring past me, mouth open. I turned expecting a deer, maybe a bear, but something was crawling out of the water. It was slow, pulling itself up with long, thin arms that glistened in the moonlight. At first, I thought it was a man, maybe drunk, covered in mud. But then it stood, and I saw how its arms bent the wrong way, how its head twitched, how its skin shimmered like wet scales. Its eyes opened, pale and lidless, locking onto us. "Aaron," I whispered, "don't move." It opened its mouth, and a noise came out. A low, bubbling hiss, like water boiling over rocks. It started toward us, step by awkward step, leaving puddles where its feet touched the dirt. Aaron grabbed the flashlight, pointing it at the thing. For a second, it froze, its head cocking like a dog's, before it let out a sound that made my teeth hurt, a scream so high and wet, I dropped to my knees. Then it lunged. Aaron fell backward, and the flashlight rolled, its beam slicing across the monster's slick body as it fell on him. Its arms wrapped around his shoulders, pulling him close, its face pressing against his neck. I heard Aaron screaming, felt the hot spray on my face as the thing tore into him. I should have run, but I couldn't move. I watched as it lifted its head, something dark dripping from its mouth, pieces of Aaron still caught in its teeth. Then it turned to me. I scrambled for the flashlight, shining it directly into its eyes. It shrieked again, pulling away, but only for a moment before it started crawling toward me on all fours, its limbs bending like a spider's, moving too fast. I ran, crashing through the trees, branches whipping at my face. Behind me, I could hear it, a wet slapping against the dirt, the sound of something dragging. I made it to the car, slamming the door, locking it. The keys were in my pocket, and my hands were shaking so badly, I dropped them twice before jamming them into the ignition. The headlights came on, and there it was, standing in front of the car, its eyes reflecting the light, mouth hanging open, blood dripping onto the dirt. It slammed its hand onto the hood, leaving a smear, before screaming again, the sound rattling the windows. I hit the gas, the car lurching forward, hitting the thing square in the chest. It crumpled, sliding over the roof, and I didn't stop to check if it was dead. I drove until the sun came up, not daring to look in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see it crawling after me down the highway. When I finally stopped at a gas station, I saw the handprint on the hood, streaks of black and red smudged across the paint. I tried to tell the police, but they found no sign of Aaron, no blood, no drag marks, no prints. The lake was still, as if it had never been disturbed. They told me he probably drowned, that I was in shock, that I imagined what I saw. They found his hat floating near the shore, and that was enough for them. But at night, I hear it. Outside my window, on rainy nights, I hear the hiss. Sometimes, I see the handprint on my window, smeared with water and something darker, even though I clean it over and over. Last week, I woke up to the sound of wet feet on the floor. I stayed still, pretending to sleep, the air heavy with the smell of mud and lake water. I felt it leaning over me, dripping onto my sheets, its breath against my neck. I don't sleep anymore. I know it's waiting, just outside, watching. And someday, it will drag me back to the lake, just like it did to Aaron.
Another scary fable told. Another night survived. For daily eerie stories and unsettling fables, like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you'll be ready for tomorrow's tale.